Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're doing something really exciting. We are taking a fascinating look at the C1 spectrum of interaction. The goal here is to elevate your English vocabulary away from simple rote memorization and transform it into a set of precise, powerful tools for navigating complex human communication. Because language at this advanced level, it's not just about knowing what words mean. It's about knowing exactly how and when to deploy them to control a room, defend your boundaries, or make a very subtle point. So here's our game plan for today. We'll be looking at elevating your English, status and style, secrets and silence, the art of implication, and finally, your C1 toolkit.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, Status and Style, specifically projecting admiration and appearance.
Let's start with a truly powerful noun, demigod. Literally, a person who is treated almost like a god because they are just exceptionally admired or powerful. We're not talking about your everyday, run-of-the-mill respect here. This is a word you pull right out of your C1 toolkit when admiration hits that exceptional, intense level for someone who simply commands absolute awe from everyone around them. You're going to see this word used for passionate devotion in highly specific contexts. Think about the aftermath of a stellar, once-in-a-lifetime performance. Fans might treat an actor or musician like an absolute demigod. We see this all the time in sports, too. You might hear folks say, oh, he's basically a demigod in the cricket world, because the worship goes way beyond standard fandom. And, we even see it locally, like the intense reverence for a hometown hero returning after achieving massive success. And I think this quote brilliantly captures the philosophical weight of the word, don't treat celebrities like demigods. They're human, too. It's a great warning, right? It reminds us of the danger of projecting too much perfection onto people who, at the end of the day, are just as human as we are. Okay, so shifting gears from that almost mythological status, let's talk about sharp, physical appearance with the highly energetic word dapper. Dapper simply means neatly dressed, stylish, and well-groomed. And yeah, it's usually used to describe a man. It's such a fantastic word. It instantly brings to mind, crisp edges, perfect tailoring, and just a super polished presence. Think about the situations where someone truly looks dapper. It perfectly describes guys who are exceptionally well-groomed in all sorts of settings. Maybe someone's wearing a really sharp-fitted suit and you say, wow, that jacket makes you look incredibly dapper. Or maybe he's dressing up for a formal wedding and absolutely nailing the dress code. But actually, it works for everyday stuff too. Like that one colleague who always manages to look dapper and stand out on casual Fridays when the rest of us have given up and worn sweatpants. Just consider this sentence. He showed up looking surprisingly dapper. I love this because it perfectly captures that pleasant shock of seeing someone suddenly upgrade their daily style. It implies a real transformation, right? That moment where someone walks into a room and instantly changes the entire dynamic simply by presenting themselves so neatly. Moving right along to Section 2, Secrets and Silence, looking at our defensive postures. Here we introduce poker face, which is basically our primary tool for physical defense. A poker face is a completely expressionless face that doesn't reveal a single thing about what you're thinking or feeling. If someone has an amazing poker face, you literally cannot tell what is going on inside their head. It is the ultimate social shield. And this flat, totally impenetrable expression, it is absolutely crucial in high-stakes environments where giving nothing away is the name of the game. Like trying to hide your thoughts during a high-pressure corporate meeting, or concealing your reaction when you get totally unexpected news. Some people just immediately lose their poker face when they're shocked. And, of course, you absolutely need it when negotiating, where giving nothing away might be exactly how you win the deal. So, moving from a physical defense to a verbal, and actually legal, shield, we encounter the Fifth Amendment. Formally, sure, it's a U.S. constitutional right that lets someone refuse to answer certain questions to avoid self-incrimination. But in C1 level English, its colloquial use is understood globally. People use it in everyday conversation far beyond any actual courtroom. Now, here is a crucial pro tip for you to remember. While a lawyer might technically tell their client to invoke their rights, pleading the fifth is the exact phrasing you're going to hear most often in everyday conversational English when someone just outright refuses to answer a question. And this really shows how incredibly versatile advanced vocabulary is. Look at the left side. In a formal setting, you'd hear, he invoked the Fifth Amendment rather than answering the question. Serious, definitive. But on the right, in casual banter, he joked, I'm pleading the fifth, when his friends asked what happened. It's literally the exact same defensive concept, but used playfully to dodge an embarrassing question from a friend. All right, on to Section 3, the art of implication, also known as the subtle attack. This brings us to the word insinuation. An insinuation is an indirect suggestion, and let's be real, it is almost always something unpleasant or critical. This isn't an open, honest argument. This is a subtle attack. It's what happens when someone implies something negative, but doesn't quite have the courage to say it straight to your face. You'll see this word deployed heavily during those really tense, passive-aggressive moments. Picture someone suggesting a colleague is lying, but doing it through a subtle insinuation about their honesty instead of a direct accusation. People will often warn, hey, don't make insinuations if you don't have hard evidence, because a clear insinuation can totally poison the atmosphere of a room without anyone ever explicitly breaking the rules of polite conversation. So if you ever find yourself facing one of these indirect attacks, this right here is your ultimate defense. Was that an insinuation, or did I misunderstand you? I absolutely love this because it just cuts right through the subtlety. It forces the person making the attack to either back down completely and claim you misunderstood, or step up and say their criticism out loud. Such a brilliant conversational defense mechanism. Finally, we arrive at Section 4, your C1 toolkit for navigating complex dynamics. At this point, you possess a really complete spectrum of interaction. You've got the exact words to seamlessly navigate everything, from elevating others with style using Demigod and Dapper, to locking down your secrets with a solid poker face or pleading the fifth, all the way to confronting those subtle attacks by calling out an insinuation. So, as you step out and navigate your own complex social dynamics today, ask yourself, the next time a colleague throws a subtle jab, are you going to keep a poker face? Will you plead the fifth, or are you going to call out their insinuation? Language is power, folks. The only question is how will you wield it next? Thanks for tuning in to this explainer, and keep mastering those interactions.